Hello, welcome to Openly Spoken. Today I'm going to guide you through a full moon releasing ritual. So if you want to go ahead and practice this with me, you will need a journal. You'll need actually, instead of a journal, you'll need paper that you don't mind ripping up or burning or letting go of. And you might not want to rip a page out of your journal for that. So just know that that's what the writing process is going to be. We're going to be doing some letting go. And today, as of the day of this recording being released, the full moon is in Taurus. So I recommend, if you are someone that likes to work with astrology, you can look up what house Taurus is in your chart. I like to use the astrological signs as a guide, more of like a guideline. You don't have to do it, but if you can see what Taurus is all about, I'll talk about that a little bit. But when you see what it's about, see first if it resonates with you before you take those themes into your practice. So while you go ahead and grab the paper that you don't mind ripping up and maybe light some candles and some incense and make the space all beautiful, I will go ahead and play the podcast intro music. Welcome to Openly Spoken, the podcast to help you show up, speak out, and be seen. Here you'll get to eavesdrop on connected women's conversations about self-love, confidence, healing, relationships, creativity, and more. I'm your host, Celia Antonio, and I am your guide to getting you grounded into your body, feeling your full spectrum of emotion, and expanding your fullest self-expression. I also pop in here from time to time with solo episodes where I give you tips, tricks, and resources like meditations, visualizations, and all the things to get you grounded, to get you to feel, to get you to alchemize, and to get you to expand and express yourself fully. I'm so grateful that you're here, and I invite you to now put your hands on your heart, take a deep breath, set a tone for how you want to be as you show up for this podcast. Take what resonates in this podcast, leave out what doesn't resonate, and take some time to reflect and to contemplate. And if there's anything in the podcast you want to chat about, you can always reach out to me on Instagram at selfexpressbabe. Thank you so much for being here. Now let's get started. Okay, so before we get started, I want to share something that came through for me yesterday. And I was just like thinking about how I knew I was going to record this today. So I was just thinking about the full moon ritual. The reason why this came through for me is because I've been working with syncing my body up to the moon. And back when we lived in tribes, when we were outside, before we had artificial light, the light at night affects your hormones. And because of that, women typically got their periods during the new moon. And I was laying in bed thinking about this and just thinking of like, hey, wait, if the new moon is a time where the body is releasing, and then the full moon 2 weeks later is when the body is ovulating, then why are the rituals that I've been doing for the new moon and full moon, why do they seem like they're switched? It seems opposite to me. And so this is a good kind of like example of how you can take a practice and practice it for a while, and eventually you kind of come to your own way of practicing your practice, of taking it from it being something that someone else told you, like, this is how you do it, versus like, I have this new insight, so I'm going to start doing it this way. So for me, when I first started my new moon and full moon practices, I went by this book, Moonology by Yasmin Boland, and it's a great and wonderful book. And for today's full moon, I will share still a releasing practice. But after today's full moon, moving forward, I'm going to be in my own personal practice, switching up what I'm doing for the new and full moon. And I'm going to instead write my intentions and write my like manifestation lists on the full moon. I'm going to do that tonight as well. So I'll do both today. But I'm going to start doing that, and then for the new moon I'm going to start doing the releasing practice. So I'm going to switch it up, and I'm going to see how I feel with it just because of that thought that I've had. And yeah, if you want to hear about how that is going, follow me on Instagram and send me a DM that you listen to this, and we can chat all about the moon. I would love that. We can have all our witchy conversations over on Instagram. Okay, so this full moon practice is going to be a releasing practice. If you prefer, based on what I said, to do more of a manifestation practice and more of a practice where you're starting new things, 2 weeks ago for the new moon, I released an episode with a new moon practice, so you can feel into doing that instead. But if you want to do the releasing practice and you're still listening, hello, I love you. I'm grateful for you. And we are going to dive right into the practice. So, first, making yourself, wherever you are, making yourself comfortable. So, make sure you're not driving while you're listening to this. This isn't a practice to just listen to while you drive and think about in the background. I want you to be present here for this practice. So I do not want you to be driving, because we are going to be closing our eyes and taking a few deep breaths. So go ahead and do that now if you're not driving. If you're driving, go listen to something else. Okay, so taking a moment to ground yourself, noticing where your feet are. If they're on the floor, grounding them into earth. If you are seated and you have the back of your hips on the ground, grounding that into earth. If you're laying down, noticing the points of contact with your body and the earth below you, sinking into that. So taking a moment to really just sink into yourself and breathe deeply in through the nose, out through the mouth, using your voice to release any tension, any expectation of how this practice is going to go, releasing any to-dos that you have later on in the day, or releasing anything that happened before you tuned into this episode. Feeling how you're held by the earth beneath you. Feeling that steadiness. Feeling that structure of love in the form of this big, beautiful rock we all get to live on. Sinking into the earth even more. And I invite you now, as you breathe, since this full moon is in Taurus, I don't know. I'm going to say Taurus. Since this full moon is in Taurus and it is an earth sign, I'm going to invite you to play with breathing with earth energy. So your eyes are still closed, you're still breathing deeply, and you're still noticing the points of contact into the earth, whether that's the bottom of your feet, whether that's the back of your shoulders, whether that's the back of your hands, whatever space it is that your body is touching the earth. On your next breath in, I want you to visualize that you are breathing in energy from the earth. And as you exhale, you're breathing that energy out back into the earth. And as you visualize and do this, breathing in the energy of earth, imagining that energy of earth coming into your body as pure love, as something that's here to cleanse and nourish you. And as you breathe out, you're breathing out all of the things that no longer serve you. You're releasing any contraction, any tension. You're releasing it down and back into earth so that she can recycle it in her soil and turn it into something more helpful. Turn it into new life, turn it into new flowers, all of that beautiful stuff. So breathing earth energy in, swirling it around in your body, breathing that energy back out. Breathing in, breathing out. Taking one last deep breath in and out. And then wiggling your toes, wiggling your fingers, maybe taking your thumbs and rubbing it across your fingertips. Noticing all those little sensations. And then making circles with the wrists, with the ankles, moving the arms and the legs, moving the head right and left, maybe up and down. And starting to blink the eyes open and ever so slowly and in a grounded, steady, unrushed way, coming to a comfortable spot with your journal, preferably with a candle lit in front of you, or maybe some incense, something to make your space sacred. Maybe you have, if you work with crystals, maybe you have your crystals around you. If there's music you like to play while you journal, go ahead and play that. And just take a moment to arrive here, making this a form of a meditation by really drinking in the present moment. So noticing as you pick up your journal and noticing all the edges of the journal, noticing the cover, all the little pieces of the cover. Maybe there's a little fold mark or bent. Maybe something is slightly bent in a corner. Any little detail, just taking that in, just taking a moment to really just fully into the present moment. Opening up the journal, or if you're using loose paper, taking a moment to be present with that paper as well. Maybe sending it some gratitude that it's a tool that you get to use in this beautiful practice where you get to connect with yourself, connect with spirit, connect with your higher self, and have a moment where you can let go and release. So, with this theme of Taurus and this earth grounding energy. Before we dive into the rest of our practice, I want to give you a moment to reflect in your journal how you balance between working and being. What does that relationship look like between you getting things done in life and you just relaxing? Are you making space to relax? Do you live in your head a lot? This energetic of doing versus being, I like to see it as like the doing part, your energy can be, it's very easy to have the energy go, a lot of it go to the head. Whereas when you're being, more energy goes into the body. And if you feel grounded in this theme, you might feel that there's a balance between both, or there's some sort of equilibrium that you enjoy to be in where you feel fully embodied. So I invite you to go into your journal and reflect on your own relationship with grounding, with being in the present, with being in the moment. And then another thing I want to invite you to journal about, because with the theme of body, I fully believe that your body is an extension of earth. It's an earthly thing, it's physical, it's matter. So I want you to tune into your relationship with your body. Are you nurturing body? Are you stretching body? Are you exercising body? Take a moment to reflect on that in your journal and maybe set an intention for that if that feels aligned. Just coming to a space here where we're checking in, where we're noticing, where we're being present to how we have been being, and if that aligns with what we value. So, with the astrological sign of Taurus being an earth sign, what I would love to play with here and what I'm inviting you to play with, and again, feel free to use this theme or not. If it doesn't resonate with you, you don't have to use this theme. But the theme I want to offer up is grounding. How grounded do you feel throughout the day? And how present do you feel throughout your days, throughout your weeks? And the first part of our full moon practice is writing a forgiveness list. So I invite you, if it resonates, to use this theme of grounding in your forgiveness list. So maybe that's forgiving yourself for times that you've maybe gone into overworking, maybe working through lunch and eating when your body was really hungry, or whatever it is that you feel comes up with this topic of grounding and being grounded and being here and being present. Using that in your forgiveness list. And if this theme does not resonate with you, tuning into your own heart and seeing what is here that you want to forgive within yourself and within others as well. But make sure you do the self part. 99% of forgiveness work is forgiving ourselves. I know that sounds surprising, but it's true. So I will give 5 minutes on my timer on my end to give you that time to write your forgiveness list. 5 minutes for our forgiveness list is up. If you want more time, you can go ahead and pause this recording. If you're still here, then I'm going to guess that you're done. So with this forgiveness list, you are going to release this list. So I invite you to either you can rip it up into a bajillion little pieces and throw it away, or you can very safely in a contained and safe space, you can go ahead and burn this paper. So go ahead and release that, let that go. As you release it, releasing it with gratitude, feeling the release coming from your heart, feeling the release in your body as you let go. And I invite you to bring this energy of releasing into your body as well. So this can look a various amount of ways. So you can stand up and just shake out your arms, shake out your legs, shake your head around. You can stay seated and just shake your limbs. You can just decide to use your breath and make kind of like a shaking motion in the breath. So like, oh, anything where you feel this energy of release from an embodied level, from a body level, not from a thinking or like a thing that you are throwing away or burning, but something where you can invite your body into this practice of release. Ooh, so shaking out the body, shaking the limbs. Maybe you take your fingertips and even like tap all around your body, tapping your arms, tapping your legs, tapping your belly, tapping your chest, tapping your face. Oh, and then in your own time, when you feel ready, coming to a space of stillness once again. So if you need more time, you can go ahead and pause this episode. And now, here in our space of stillness, taking a moment to tune into your heart space. It can help if you put one hand or both on the heart. Tune into, maybe you can feel the heartbeat. If the heartbeat is very light, maybe you feel some sort of flutter or some sort of energy here. And taking a moment to really be present, being present with your heart space. Saying, hi, heart, hello, 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 I'm here. And whatever comes up in that, allow it. Know that it's all okay. It's all perfect. It's all a part of your practice. And you were divinely led to be here listening to these words right now. So, from this connection of the heart, if you do feel a lot of emotion coming up and you feel that you need to release some things, I invite you to do that again, like we just did with the body. Releasing, shaking, maybe you have a cry. But if you feel still, if you feel that stillness and you feel complete in that release, then you are ready for the next portion of this practice that I'm going to offer you. So give yourself what you need. If you need to pause and do a little bit more shaking, go ahead and do that. You can even have some music to assist you, listening to something with drumming. Okay, so if you're listening, you're ready for the next part of the practice. So we're here, we're connected to the heart, and we are going to now have 5 minutes to write a gratitude list. And this list, I invite you to make it specific to things that you are grateful for this past month. And the reason why I say this is because we have a full moon that happens about once a month. So as you practice this as a ritual, you're coming back to what you're grateful for specifically for the month. So it's a very beautiful practice of reflecting, of seeing what's already here, seeing what blessings you already have. And with the astrological sign of Taurus, I invite you, if it feels aligned, to think of things specifically for the past month that have to do with this theme of earth energy, grounding your body, balancing between being and doing, any of those things. So I will give you 5 minutes on my timer to write that gratitude list. And just a warning, we're also going to rip this up or burn it. So write it on paper that you don't mind ripping up. Our 5 minutes is up. If you need more time, go ahead and pause this. If you are here and you're ready to move forward, going ahead and ripping up this gratitude list. This practice is all about letting go. So we don't want to hoard or tightly grip onto anything. We're letting go, we're releasing. So letting this go from your heart space, letting it go with love, imagining that as you burn this paper or rip this paper, you're sending waves of gratitude out into the universe. And now that we have released, we will take one final moment together for a little meditation. And I'm going to guide you through relaxing different parts of the body. And because I want this to be relaxing, there won't be any outro music to this, just in case you need more time at the end to just be in stillness. So I invite you that if you enjoyed this episode and you loved this, send me a message over on Instagram at self-expressed-babe. And if you have a friend or a loved one in your life that you think could benefit from this practice, share this episode with them. That would mean so much to me. Okay. So coming to a space, comfortable spot, coming into that stillness, taking some deep, deep breaths, releasing through the mouth as you exhale. And then coming to a space where you'll let go of the breath and allow the body to breathe on its own. And then from here, taking a moment to visualize a gold ball of light floating just above your head. And as this gold ball of light slowly starts to travel down and it touches the very tippy top of your head, you start to feel the muscles on the top of your head relax, allowing it to feel kind of like a melting. So visualizing this gold light traveling down to the forehead, relaxing all the muscles in the forehead, down to the eyes, allowing the eyes to rest in their sockets, allowing the eyebrows to be relaxed, relaxing the cheeks, the lips, the jaw, the neck, the collarbone area, the shoulders, the heart space, relaxing all around the heart space, the front, the back, the sides, allowing your arms to get heavy as you relax in the heart space. Relaxing your upper arms, your elbows, the backs of your elbows or the crease of the arm, the lower arms, relaxing the wrists, relaxing the hands, noticing any tension in the hands and relaxing the hands even more now. Noticing how relaxed your hands are, noticing how relaxed your wrists are, noticing how relaxed your lower arms are, noticing how relaxed your upper arms are. And now bringing even more relaxation to your shoulders once again. So much weight is carried through the shoulders. All of the day's responsibilities, any worries, any stresses, past experiences. So, taking another breath here to relax the shoulders even more. Ah, traveling down, relaxing the belly and the mid back, relaxing the lower back and the hips, relaxing the sides of your torso, the right side, the left side. Then traveling down to the legs, relaxing the very top of the legs where the legs plug into the hips. Noticing this space here. We carry a lot of emotion in the hips. So taking a deep breath here. And as you breathe out, seeing if you can relax it even more, even if it's just a sliver of a hair more. Traveling down to the thighs, the tops of the thighs, the backs of the thighs. Relaxing the muscles here. Relaxing through the knees, the backs of the knees. And then relaxing the lower legs, the shins, the calves. Letting this warm, melty gold, relaxing light energy travel down to the ankles now, relaxing through the ankles, relaxing through the feet, the heel of the foot, outer edge of the foot, all the way down to the tips of your toes, allowing your whole body to rest and savor in this cold, warm, relaxing energy. And staying here as long as you need, as long as you desire. And when you are ready to get up, getting up slowly by first introducing movement into the fingertips and the toes, and very slowly getting up. So I will leave you here in case you are still basking in this gold energy. And I thank you for being here.